Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. So, yesterday we talked about the new Conquerors of the Atlas expansion, and this time around we're gonna talk about the Metamorph League itself. So, as I said, I watched this yesterday on the ExileCon livestream, so there's not like a live reaction because I have seen it already, obviously. But we're gonna talk about this one in specific today. And I decided to split this video up in two parts because the first part took already like almost an hour here with the Conquerors of the Atlas, and I don't want to make the videos too long. So today we're going to talk about the Metamorph League, not only like specifically, right? So let's watch the league trailer and then we talk about the Metamorph League itself. What is going to be in the first challenge league of 3.9, the Conquerors of the Atlas.
Take a clean knife and cut a sample of flesh. Repeat 4 times. Mix the 5 samples in an aquaformatic solution. Heat. Stand back. The intrinsic darkness will make itself known. Observe its anger, its aggression. Observe its changing form. Never comfortable to stay in one shape for long. It will try to kill you. Best not let it. Plunge the clean knife repeatedly. Try more heat. More! Perfect. Only every living creature to go.
I like how he dies in the end. I think he dies in the end. Wait a sec. We could pause that. He's probably CI or hybrid. See? Like exactly. There you go. He's like 5 life and he's probably gonna be hit by something. So haha, died. Reap on that part. Okay, this is the Path of Exile, the first challenge league of the Conquerors of the Atlas, which is the Metamorph League. And this is something I'm not sure about what I am hyped more about the expansion and the changes to the Atlas, or about the Metamorph League. And I think they're kind of on the same place here, because on one hand, with the new Atlas system, we are forced or be allowed to farm only high tier content, only tier 14, 15, 16 plus. And with the Metamorph itself, we are making our own bosses. And the harder the bosses get, the better the loot will be. And this is something I'm really looking forward to. So rather than in the other leagues where you had like speed farming meta, you now have an available option to just make boss killers all the way down, like a Cold Vortex build or Dot Occultist, or I don't know, like there is so many boss killing specific characters that didn't really shine too much in the most recent leagues just because it was a speed meta in the most cases. And I'm talking about Cold Occultist because this is one that I'm playing right now to test around if it's good or not for my personal playstyle. So let's scroll in again since I'm an old man and I cannot read small letters here. But yeah, Path of Exile, the Metamorph League. In the Metamorph League, you'll meet a new NPC, Tane Octavius, which is kind of cinched, to be honest. A master alchemist who studied in Oriath, exiled to Rayclast for killing his teacher. Tane searches for what makes the self by using his learned alchemical knowledge to assemble monster essences. He drops to find a cure, or perhaps just to source for what he calls the intrinsic darkness that led to his unforgivable violence. So basically, he got kind of corrupted to kill his teacher, but maybe. So, build your own boss. This is something that is super nice. In each area you play the Metamorph League, Tane will collect samples from selected monsters you have killed. Summon Tane to combine your choices of samples to create a formidable metamorphic foe to defeat. Each sample contributes abilities to this boss, who wildly morphs from form to form during the encounter. With carefully selection of samples, you can control which abilities the boss has and what rewards it yields. The first thing when I saw this, since it's mostly about bosses, since we saw in the trailer, you have like Innocence fighting and the Act 9 boss and so on. So can I make a sample of like Uber Elder, Shaper, maybe Etziri, maybe Owl, and combine all of that to get the ultimate dream loot. So let's take a look about the pictures. So these are basically the probably this is just what you have in your zone related. Since this is like the strand here, you have like a lot of these cannibals and stuff, and you can basically find everything, and then you can combine 5. And the harder you see here, the bar here, and once it filled up, the higher it is, the more deadly it is, and the more loot it should yield. So I expect every single time you pass one of these lines here that it will be better in the end. So the next one here is just like a Metamorph dude that you're gonna defeat with the good old bananas Spectral Throw, and then we have like shit. No wait, this is the Metamorph. This is just the character shooting the Scorching Ray. I was just hoping for a small spoiler here. This is the Shaper Metamorph, but it's just like the Scorching Ray MTX. So next one, Catalyst. This is a new currency item basically, where you can upgrade now amulets, rings, and so on. Metamorph encounters can also drop Catalysts, a new type of currency item that adds quality to jewelry. There are many types of jewelry quality, each related to a set of mods. The quality value on one piece of jewelry scales up to magnitude or relate mods on the item and can be consumed through crafting to increase the chances of rolling related mods. So this is now on the quality caster modifiers. This should be, I think, the imbued catalyst. And then you have like more life modifiers and mana modifiers, which also comes in handy with the other shield that we were talking about, and the prismatic catalyst for resistance types, which is kind of absurd. So you can hire all these base stats. So what you can do, basically, if it's a white item, it works the same with any other quality item, right? If it's a white item, you need like 4 pieces, you get like 5 quality each. If it's a magic item, it's like 2% quality each. And if it's a rare item or unique or higher, but this is about crafting, so it's going to be rare items in that case, you need like 20 of those on an existing one. So the best way to do this, or to get going, is you get the best base you can get, then quality it up with 4 pieces of these currency items, and then start crafting. And if you use now the prismatic catalyst, which says enhance the resistance, you can have like 20% of the base. It's like a multiplier in that case. So if you say you have like 100 resistance, you're gonna have 20% more of that. So you can have rings with like 60 fire resistance or something like that. I mean, if this is probably the calculation, if you say 48 resistance is the tier 1, how much is 20% of that? And that adds on top of that, which is kind of insane. And here you have the caster modifiers, means spell damage, cast speed, all of that stuff will be higher by 20%, which is also super nice in the way of crafting. So you can, this is something I so like about Path of Exile, the possibilities to craft. In every single league you get new things. You can now, you have the anointments that came in the Blight League, for example, right? And there is other currency items that you can just permanently improve certain items. So you can really stick a lot of currency into that. You can already add the 20% on an existing one. So let's say you have a belt that already has like triple tier 1 resistance, and you're gonna throw some more of the prismatic cataclysm on top of that. You need 20 of those, and we're gonna see how rare are these items and how much will they cost. And there is a lot of those. So I expect here we have the caster modifiers, life and mana, and here we have resistance. So there is something for melee modifiers, obviously, bow modifiers, something like that. So there is a lot of options here that we can do then in terms of crafting. Then the end game Metamorph. So these are the boss encounters. The endgame of the Metamorphosis League, you can collect samples from map bosses to create deadly Metamorphs that combine the powers, challenge, and rewards of multiple bosses into very dangerous encounters. So, map bosses. Question is, as I said, can you like absorb the essence of any endgame encounter, like Owl, for example, in the Delve? What about bestiary bosses? What about Shaper and those consorts? Or is it only map bosses in that case? So here we have just the screenshots here with fighting Malachi. Then we have here the Val Omnitact, and here we have, wait, this is Hydra. This is Hydra. So Yeah, but in the other hand, Guardians are map bosses as well, right? So, in the other hand, what is Shaper then? Because the Shaper's Realm is actually a tier 17 map, or considered as a tier 17 map. And the map tier will also declare how what is the item level of the items that you're finding there. And for Shaper, for example, it's 86 once you kill the boss, right? Or the mini bosses. So if it works on Guardians, questionable if you can combine Owl and Uberalder and all those, or you say like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna take all 4 Guardians and mix it up with, I don't know, with Kitava. And I mean, how would that look like? Because all the mobs here, the bosses, are like running around, do have like feet and stuff, right? What if you absorb Kitava? Will it just like spawn from the ground and be like super huge above your whole screen or something like that? So this is something I'm really looking forward to find out how this works. So Conqueror of the Atlas, this is something we talked about already. So yeah, this is actually all the information that we're having. So basically, if we take a look back here on the Conqueror of the Atlas, so here we have some new items attached, the new Atlas system, the new influenced rare items, and also new items itself, if I can find them. Hello, here they are. For example, no, wait, I'm talking about the new items. Wait, where is the Mono Shield and stuff? Did I overscroll it? I'm actually garbage in this. Holy moly. Wait, either I'm scrolling too fast, or why can I not find the items that we had previously shown? Wait, okay, slowly. Conquerors, endgame bosses, Atlas mechanics, support gems, the new items, bow rework, ballisters. Oh, here they are. God, I was like over scrolling them. So here we have the items that are new to the league. Like usually if you have a league announcement, these would be included in the Metamorph league. So this is why the Metamorph league itself is only like a couple of slides here to just show how the new currency items work. And on top of that, we also have the 3.9 expansion itself, the Conquerors of the Atlas, that also includes these new Exalted Orbs, the new like combined items, the new skill reworks. This is like both together with the new unique items, and there will be a lot more that will be released probably like a couple days before the league starts with the patch notes and all that kind of stuff. So this is going to be quite amazing. So in one hand, with the Conqueror of the Atlas expansion, you can now make your Atlas to be just high tier, just the hardest content in the game. And then you can even make it harder to just contain all the high tier bosses and make some really, really nice boss encounters that should yield a lot of good stuff to get. And maybe, like, as I said, maybe it works the way with the power bar, basically, when you're starting to collect those essences, like the higher it gets. And maybe if you collect like 5 tier 16 bosses, let's say 4 Guardians and Kitava in that example, how insanely how will this one scale? Chance for extra reward. So this is actually quite, I'm so hyped about this, and I would love, like, every single time I get a league announcement, I'm like, hey, I want to play this right now. I want to test this. Can we please have this? But yeah, it's still like not like close to like 1 month. So I guess the Blight League will end in like 3 weeks. Then we have like a week or two where everything gets converted into standard, and then we have the patch notes. And then we can talk about build possibilities, because we're not knowing what is getting buffed, what is getting nerfed, is there something new, or at least like how is the scaling of the new gems and so on. And yeah, this is actually, I'm so hyped about this, even more hyped about the Metamorph and the 3.9 expansion here than the PoE 2. But yeah, more of them, or of that once we have like more information about Path of Exile 2. So probably like in a half a year we can talk about this one once more. But yeah, all in all the links of the videos and the live stream and so on is given in the description below if you want to check this one out. And definitely, if you have missed the ExileCon live stream, you can also go to Twitch TV/Path of Exile, and you can go to recent broadcasts and just watch the whole thing once more. So guys, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.